The moment she declared that his value surpassed mine, I didn't lash out in fury, shed a single tear, or even flinch. I remained still, eyes locked on the woman who had once shared her deepest dreams with me in the quiet of the night. Now, she stood in defense of a man whose smiles lingered too long whenever I wasn't around. When she asked for his forgiveness, or insisted that it was over, an eerie stillness settled within me, as though a storm had suddenly quieted. 3 years of marriage, 6 years of intertwined lives. We had built our world like a piece of music, a chaotic yet harmonious symphony. Her laughter, once so sincere, now felt hollow, and I realized I had trusted it. Then came him, her so-called best friend. The kind of person whose embraces lasted too long, whose eyes lingered too eagerly on her lips as she spoke. At first, I kept my silence, refusing to take the role of the jealous husband. But respect has its own subtlety, and his presence carried the unmistakable scent of overstepping boundaries. It wasn't one grand gesture, but rather a slow, steady erosion through countless small wounds. The laptop slammed shut to conceal late-night exchanges, the ones that read, "You're my sanctuary forever." The sudden change of a password, with no explanation. The matching bracelets I'd never thought to question. The hotel bill she dismissed as an honest mistake. I never confronted her. Instead, I silently gathered the pain, storing it away like a bitter potion, easier to endure when given a name. The breaking point arrived in the midst of a confrontation. I confronted him, and he sneered, his face silent but smug. "She's already chosen me." And she had, without a moment's hesitation. She stood by him. That night, I left. I walked out of the house, leaving behind the keys, the life I had invested everything into. Silence became my weapon. For 4 days, I wielded it mercilessly. She called, texted, sub outside my apartment. I ignored it all. Silence unsettles, and desperation breeds mistakes. I began to investigate. A former acquaintance at her bank revealed that she'd opened a secret account 6 months earlier. She'd been funneling $18,000 into it. She'd been planning her exit all along, not realizing I would be the one to walk away first. I bided my time, watching as she spun her tales to friends and acquaintances, portraying me as erratic and suspicious. I allowed them to misjudge me. In their misunderstanding, I found an advantage. His name was Jason, a real estate agent by profession, a snake by nature. I'd crossed paths with him years ago during a property deal. He'd tried to ruin me, falsifying documents that cost me a fortune. I reported him, and his license was revoked. He never knew I was the one who had brought him down. Now he was in my home, eating my food, touching my wife. This wasn't just betrayal. It was an old debt long overdue. My first step was to gather leverage. Her hidden account was easy enough to access. Her password, Melody04, was as predictable as ever. I took screenshots of the transactions, saved her messages, and compiled everything into a digital file I called Loyalty. Next, I turned my attention to Jason. A contact in property law revealed 2 of his recent deals were full of fraud. I anonymously tipped off the state board, pretending to be a potential client. I lured him into sending fake listings, recording every incriminating word. I passed those recordings along to his victims. By the 4th day, she was coming undone, begging outside my door. I let her in, listened to her tearful apologies, even held her hand and assured her I had forgiven her. Then I handed her the file. She flipped through it, transactions, transfers, messages, and her face drained of color. I told her I wouldn't destroy her, but only if she left quietly. No alimony, no demands, just a cold, hard truth. Her silence spoke volumes. Without a word, she left. The final showdown came when Jason called, spewing threats and venom. I agreed to meet him at a diner, neutral ground. He arrived full of arrogance, while I brought only calm. I slid a flash drive across the table, containing proof of 12 victims, fraudulent deals, and forged signatures. "You'll be lucky if you sell trinkets on the street when this is over," I told him. He paled. I leaned in. "She was never yours. You were just a match she used to set herself on fire." And then I walked away, without looking back. 6 months have passed. She's now staying with her sister. Jason's license has been revoked again, and rumors suggest they severed ties. People often ask why I remain so composed, why I don't see with resentment. But revenge isn't born of rage. It's crafted in clarity, and that clarity arrived the moment she claimed he meant more to her. In a way, she was right. He did mean more to her. But to me, he was nothing.